This is Brook.
Hello.
Brook and I have worked together at 3 different bars now.
Oh, yeah. Wait, Beer Garden, Little City.
And now the Village.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Or should we tell them we work at the Village?
I wish I was on a podcast with Joe Rogan, but I guess I'll settle for you.
You know, it's funny because behind this... I'm just kidding. Not even
oh my God, if Joe Rogan popped out, I'd be like...
You know, it's crazy because I refused to watch him for so fucking long. Like, I was like, what a fag. Stupid jujitsu guy. Like, works out. And then, like, 3 years later, I started watching. I was like, all right, he's all right. He's actually pretty cool.
He's so funny. I saw this, like, remix. This guy, like, remixes his podcast. And it's, like, all the times he says, like, drug references. He'll, like, chop it up and, like, be like, he did this one where it was, like, with some guy, and the guy was just, like, talking about shit, and it made it seem like Joe Rogan didn't care, and he was like, on drugs and shit.
He's got a really good editor. Like, I'm so, like, one of the things I wish I got really good in life was, like, editing videos, because I like to videotape so much, I just hate editing them.
Yeah, it is really hard, especially, you need to have, like, a good program on your computer.
Yeah. Well, you do really good on your Instagram shit. Like, you always make really fire Instagram videos. Like the one you did with John when you like walked down like the hallway.
Oh yeah.
Like that was so much better than anything I've ever made. All of mine are just like dick and fart jokes. Here I am trying to get TikTok famous so I don't have to bartend anymore. Follow me on TikTok. It's my name. Make me rich. It's a weird like day and age we live in, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, it really is. I was just thinking about that today.
Like, when I was a kid, my mom would be like, can you fix the VCR? Can you know how to turn on the VCR? Now, like, how do you work this TikTok thing?
Oh, my gosh, that's me. I'm like, wow, I'm 100 years old. Like,
I mean, my basic things on my phone make sense. Like, to call someone and text. And, like, back when I was a kid, that was a big deal. And now it's like, oh, you can record videos with filters and slow motion. And I can't even imagine 10 years ago how you get a hold of something like that.
Right? Dude, seriously, it's crazy. Like, I remember my first phone was, like... Actually, I used to have a BlackBerry.
Whoa! With, like, the little ball in the middle? Yeah. Whoa!
I was like, I'm a businesswoman. I have a fucking BlackBerry.
The whole keypad.
Yeah, I'm like, I have every letter. I don't have to, like...
I don't think I had a phone until I was well into high school.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I got a phone in 5th grade because... I lived in New Jersey as a kid, and after the Twin Towers stuff, my parents got all sketched out and wanted me to have a phone in case of an emergency.
I think, when did the Twin Towers happen to you? I think I was in, like, 6th grade.
I think I was in, like, 1st grade.
Well, I'm way older than you.
I mean, well, yeah, you're, like, 6 years older than I am.
I'm gonna die soon. This is the end of it. There's no way I can
I mean, you're 6 years closer to death than I am, but I'm also diabetic, so who knows? I could die tomorrow.
Fucking even think... Can you drink sugar like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically...
How long have you been diabetic your whole life, huh? That's wild.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with it at 2.
How do they diagnose something like that?
So basically I got super duper sick. My mom took me to the hospital a couple times. They couldn't really tell what it was, but my mom said that finally when they diagnosed me, I was almost like completely purple, and like my lips were so dry, they were all cracked. And
it's from what? So diabetes is the lack of sugar, too much sugar, or both?
It's an autoimmune disease. So basically, like my white blood cells attacked my pancreas, and now my body just doesn't produce any insulin at all. So your body, every time you eat, it causes a reaction to produce insulin, and mine just doesn't produce any insulin. So like I can still absorb insulin,
but you can't produce it.
Yeah.
So without insulin right now, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild, man. I'm not even that. If I had diabetes, I'd be dead. There's no way I'd be keeping track of it like you do.
I haven't tested my blood sugar in like a year. But whatever. Sorry, Mom.
Wait. So do you just need insulin no matter what, or can you like?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes if I overdose on insulin, like my blood sugar got really low. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I have highs and lows all the time. So I could die either from it being really low or really high. If it's really high, I go into diabetic ketoacidosis. So basically, I've gone into that 2 times, and your body starts producing acid and like neutralizing everything in your system essentially, and it's really, really, really painful. And I basically like can't stop throwing up. Like even when there's nothing left, I'll just like be dry heaving, and I can't stop. And I don't ever throw up. Like
What's it called? Something
Diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't ask me how to spell it.
I might have to type it out at the bottom. Is that the keto diet? Is that what?
I probably should
stop
be
taking
on
it.
Oh my god, but it's crazy because.
So you've been through it twice. Is there like what's the out?
So basically, I just have to go. There's no way to get out of it unless I go to the hospital. So I had to go to the emergency room, and I pretty much got morphine and a ton of insulin.
Yeah, that's the only way out of it. Mm-hmm. That's fucking wild, man.
Like, you can't even drink water or anything. So, like, I got there, and not only was I like super dehydrated, but they won't let you drink any fluid for like 2 hours, and then all night test my blood sugar every hour. So it's like being in a ton of pain. You can't sleep.
Wake up.
You can't.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Oh, you just fell asleep?
Great.
Time to get back up. And it sucks because when you're really dehydrated, it's really hard to like find the veins. So I had to get my IV in my hand.
Sweet.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, I don't imagine that.
They had to like stick a needle in my wrist. It was pretty hardcore.
One time I was in a mental institution and they woke me up every 3 hours to ask me if I made a bowel movement.
Wait, why were you in a mental institution? Let's trade mental institution stories. I have one too.
Okay. I was 14. I was dating this chick. I ran away with her a little bit.
Oh my god.
We didn't like run away. Like we were just couch hopping. You know what I mean? Like doing what 14-year-olds do. You know what I mean? Fresh into high school kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know,
around that age.
Just figured out what being drunk was. Like, sex was all new. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so I disappeared. Once again, didn't have a phone until high school, so I didn't really know how to answer one. I don't know. Just things like that never really... this was before phones, you know what I mean? But she had one, I remember that. Anyway, the parents found me. They're like, you'll never see her again. Like, yeah. Emo songs playing in the background. My mom, she said that I was a run risk and I was a danger to myself and others, and that's all it took. They took me away for 2.5 weeks.
Oh my gosh, so wait, you were in like a mental boot camp for 2 weeks?
Called Holly Hill.
Yeah, I've been to Holly Hill.
And then they're like, oh no, he's crazy. Because they're like, what are you going to do when you get out? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm fucking run away from this shit. Like, what an obvious answer. They're like, oh, I'm going to go chill with the people that just locked me in here.
Were you really a teenager in North Carolina if you didn't go to Holly Hill?
No shit, right?
Like, for real.
You can go to Fletcher Park, bro. So from there, they sent me to a mental institution called Moses Cone in Durham, and that's where the real crazy people are. Like, the first guy I was in the room with, I was roomed up with this guy, and he had been there for a while, and I woke up and he had fucking rubbed feces all over the fucking wall. And all I could think of was, like, if you touch me with that, I'm going to scream.
I'm really going to do some crazy.
I'm not, like, intimidated by people wanting to fight, but people, like, with feces on their hair, like, could you just not?
Oh, my God.
And then my mom had me sent away to a place called Discovery Academy, which was a boarding school. It was in an old church, and I jumped through the top window. It had, like, this painted glass window worth thousands of dollars. Jumped right through it, ran away. I was on the run for, like, 6 or 7 days. They caught me.
Oh, my God. So how'd you get food and stuff?
Oh, I panhandled like a motherfucker. I met these kids that went to Brigham Young College, and that was where I fucked up, because I went to the college, and they caught me there. If you're on the run, don't go to the college, especially when you're 14 and Anyway.
If you're running from an institution, don't try to hide in another institution.
So I met these kids. Fuck you guys, snitches. They told whoever I'd ran away from the boarding school. They caught me. They didn't want me to stay there. Once again, run risk. A lot of shit happens when you run from your problems, apparently. I ended up in this place called RCA, which is called Red Cliff Ascent, which is straight brat camp. They drop you off in the middle of the Walla Mountains. I was out there for 80 days. Nothing. No electricity. You eat bugs. You eat snakes. That might be a little far-fetched. They drop off rice and dried vegetables every now and then. If you're really good, they have this guy that comes out and checks your cleanliness, and you might get an apple if you're a good RCA'er.
So you basically never got an apple.
What are you trying to say? Fucking hippie. But, alright, so plus side of that, because of that place, I know how to make, like rodent traps. Like, I can, like, make little figure fours. I can snare things. For the most part, I can tell where I'm going by the stars. I mean, I'm not like...
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds all cool until you were out there that long. I can read a map, like a legit map with a compass. So fuck everybody. Anything the Boy Scouts did, I did it. But I did it 80 days in the real wilderness. I wasn't fucking camping in Umstead Park where civilization was like over the hill. I was like, it's like 800 square miles of nothing. I climbed 3 of the biggest mountains out there. Steamboat, Whammy, and Indian.
That's amazing. That sounds like a really cool experience, though.
It was. You know, looking back on it, I really enjoyed it. It was... no, I didn't. I hated every minute of it. But I like...
But you're grateful for the experience.
But there were times, like, when I went to Oregon and shit, I was just like... I was like, damn, I really love camping. And I was like, why didn't I like it when I was younger? Probably because no internet. But now look at me. I'm trying to run away from fucking cell phone towers and shit. And I mean, it's weird how your priorities change as you get older.
It is so weird. Yesterday, I was, like, on cloud 9 after Seam cleaning my carpet. I, like, got my roommate. I was like, look. He was like, what? I was like, look at my carpet. Look closer.
It's wild like that. Like, air fryers. You start comparing prices at the stores and stuff. Like today, I was with my stepdad. We stopped at like the gas station. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, Pepsi's $1.99 here. I was like, that's bullshit. I was like, it's 99 cents downtown, or free if you work at a bar. I don't know. This is my thing with my stepdad. We drink Pepsi together.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I have my ginger beer addiction, but I only drink them at work because they're for free.
I did notice you drinking a ginger beer.
That's why I have no soul, but it's fine.
Stealing jokes. So I don't really like to drink alcohol that much. There are so many things I'd rather do, but I like drinking at the same time. But what I did find when I quit drinking, as I adapted. I got this new habit. Oh God, this is my second beer. I'm already slurring words. Of fucking soda. I started buying nice soda like now.
Oh yeah, you told me
I
the
was at
crab
the farmer's
sodas.
market,
Yeah.
And I don't know why I buy different root beers. Like if the world was ending and I had to pick between like civilization, like human life on this earth, or cream soda, well, everybody is fucked because I'm drinking that cream soda.
Honestly, I hate civilization. So I don't even like cream soda, and I'd probably pick it too.
But the other side of that is, you couldn't live very far away from it, could you? With your insulin.
Yeah, so...
Because you kind of need to be somewhere near it.
I mean, actually, I've been... I was kind of talking to an herbalist in Virginia about starting a program. Basically, like, you fast 1 day a week. And then he actually sent me a sample, and it raised the like percentage of my insulin absorption, so I was able to take less insulin. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm probably gonna start.
What was a sample of?
It was just like a herb blend.
Okay.
But he makes I did a detox by him, and then he also sells like these really cool. It's like a never-ending kombucha kinda. It's not really like kombucha though. But it's like a probiotic or drink, and you just keep filling it with juice, and it will never end. Like every time it gets like empty, like there's like microorganisms in it.
So it works off of bacteria, right?
Yeah. So it's really cool. I had one of those things. It was like $100, but I had it for 2 years.
I really tried to like kombucha. I really, really did try to like kombucha.
Well, you probably like this one because you can put whatever kind of juice that you like in it.
I don't know. I've tried like every kind, and like they're drinkable. I'm not like in love with them. I'm not like, hey, let's go drink kombucha.
Well, it's not kombucha. I forget what it is, but it just tastes like. So if you like put apple juice in it, it just makes it really carbonated.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I believe a lot in modern medicine, but I also believe in like simple shit, like the sun. You know what I mean? I know that sounds crazy. It's like, but like, I mean, if you stay in an office all day, or in our case, if you work at night all the time and you don't get a lot of sun, you get depressed.
I absolutely agree.
And I don't care who you are, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Or if you're inside a lot and you're not outside, like when COVID happened, like the most outside I was is like kayaking and like riding motorcycles. You know what I mean? But the bar we work in now, we're like always outside, which I fucking love. I mean, I wouldn't trade that for the world.
I also enjoy my outside time. When COVID first happened, oh my gosh, I was outside every single day because I wasn't working. That was probably the best part of my
I got COVID
time of my life.
I work for Tin Roof, and they're like, yeah, you gotta take 2 weeks off. I was like, see ya, I'm going camping.
Bye.
I was like, yes, say no more, bitches.
Oh, I was taking floss for when I had my Fitbit, and we were averaging walking 30 miles a week.
Could you imagine explaining to your dogs, think of all the dogs that throughout COVID got the most attention they've ever gotten in their dog life. Like my owner's home all the time. What do you mean the fifth walk today?
Floss, yeah, he'll never get over that I work again now. He's like, wait, every time I go to work, he gets so sad. He'll start to howl when I put my shoes on.
Leaving?
He's like, woo!
But the bigger of the black two dogs, she'll howl with me every morning, and sometimes I'll be like, Alexa, what's it? I'll be like, play wolf tracks, and I'll get Alexa to start howling with us, and I'll howl, and then my girlfriend will all howl. We're all
I love that. I love that.
I give the dog every morning when I wake up, not every morning, but as many mornings as I can think of. I call it special morning dad time, and it gets a good 3 minutes of just scritches and cuddles and love.
Scritches.
No, God. And I don't know, I paint my dog's toenails. I love my dog, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love my puppa.
And she's such a good dog. I worked on a farm and we had 12 dogs.
Oh my gosh.
And it was it was 12 dogs and probably 14 humans living in a house smaller than this room.
Wait, is that the one you talked about in Oregon?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then we finally got some little portable trailers that we were living in. Anyways, I remember the day I lost my fucking shit, Brooke. I came in, I was tired, and the dogs tore my room up, and all the dogs slept outside. I was one of the core 4 people that worked there. I had a lot of pool, and these homeless people, in short, were staying in this house. I fucking lost my shit. I fucking kicked all the dogs out of the house, and they all slept outside, and they were all just as happy outside as they were inside. I didn't really have a dog. I don't really care. They're not my dogs. I am not a dog person. I'm not an animal person. Even though I do love animals more than I like people, it's not saying a lot. You know what I mean? It's whatever. I feel like they have their place. You know what I mean? I feel like animals belong outside, and cavemen belong in caves. You know what I mean? It's just how I am. You know what I mean? I don't get all mushy. I hate cats for the most part. And a couple cats in my life I love. I just think cats are fucking assholes.
They are definitely assholes.
You can always tell.
I know some nice cats, though.
Yeah. You can always tell when someone's a cat person or a dog person.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I bet you have a cat, don't you? You persnickety bitch. You want another vodka soda?
Wait, so what do dog people drink?
Bud Light. They like lots of football.
I'm like...
You want to go watch a Redskins? Oh, excuse me. Washington football team. They don't have dogs. They think it's slavery. Because it's Washington football team now, not the Indian. All right. Okay, I should edit that one out.
Wait, what? Oh, their team is now Washington. I heard about that. I didn't know they.
So I guess after years and years, they decided that the Indians is a prejudiced name for a football team, and they changed it to the Washington football team. Now, maybe it is, and if you're offended by it being the Indians, that sucks. That you feel that way. Now, should they have changed it to the Washington football team? I don't know. I would have picked a better name than that.
Yeah, that's really terrible.
On, bro. Okay, we could. I'll agree with you. Dump the fucking Indians. But then, what are you gonna name it? You gotta name it after your state. I don't know what I'd name it though. What is Washington famous for?
The first thing that came to mind for some reason was Eagles, but that's out of the question. And then
Eagles,
Mountaineers or something.
DC's in Washington. Is that the right Washington? I know there's 2 Washingtons.
No, I don't think that's the right.
Yeah, we're talking Washington East Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. It's fine, but
no, East Coast.
We're on the East Coast.
I know, but is it this?
All right, fact check us.
Fact check. Where is the Washington football team based at? East Coast. So
it is?
It is this coast.
Oh, I'm so confused.
See, right?
Okay, well then I would name it the colonial stupid ideas. Stupid.
Is it above or below Plymouth Rock?
Below, yeah.
Okay, so
Plymouth Rock is in Massachusetts.
So we can't name it the Mayflowers.
I mean, honestly, that would still make more sense
It
and be
would,
better
right?
than the Washington Staters.
Yeah.
Wait, well, now it's not even a fucking state. It's the Washington District. The fuck?
District of Columbia. Right? Isn't that what it is? Yeah. What does DC stand for? The District of Columbia. Now, I'm so fucked in my mind right now. It's like Washington, but Columbia's nowhere near here. Like,
what? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really disagree with how the United States is broken up. I think we should. It's huge. Like the states. I mean, we should cut it in force, and then we should have a president for each of those. That way, we can go to war with ourselves. I wouldn't fuck with Florida. I would probably.
Florida would be its own state.
Florida's definitely already its.
The laws there are just so weird, and you hear so much stuff because they don't like. It doesn't matter like what happens to you; it'll get published. And a lot of other states they don't allow that. Yeah,
they don't really have. They don't hide much. I went down to Florida like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was in like southern Florida, and it's such a different world because there's a lot of Hispanic people, and like here Christmas decorations are like trees and lights. There it's like tarps with "Happy Birthday Jesus" spray painted on them, and I was like, whatever.
That's so crazy. That's how it is though.
I mean, it's such a culture shock, And then if you go up to like Vermont, they just drink maple syrup out of trees. I guess that's.
I love maple syrup.
Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Really? I didn't know that. What brought you here?
My mom moved here when I was still in high school.
Okay.
So I did my senior year of high school here.
But all through that year in Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Like city
in Texas.
Of Jersey?
Huh?
Like city of Jersey?
No, in more like northern Jersey. It was like very rural. It was like more country than here.
Okay. Everyone like when people say they're from New York, you always gotta ask because I got a buddy from Ithaca, and that's like the middle.
Oh yeah, I love that's like really the middle of nowhere, but it's so beautiful. I was just thinking about going and visiting around there again because in upstate New York there's the Chapel of Sacred Mirrors. Wait, COSM. It's by Alex and Allison Gray.
What Chapel of Sacred Mirrors? Mm-hmm. What is that?
It's like a psychedelic museum.
Oh,
and you can stay there. Yeah, it's really cool. So they go to like Burning Man every year and do art installations, and they're just like really, really well known.
Have you ever been to Burning Man?
No, but I would love to go.
Carly and I were talking about going.
Let's go. We should go. I
have a fucking school bus.
I burn. So, but you have to bring a bike. You have to bring a bike. Yeah, you do, dude, because that's like how you get around. You can't walk. It's too much walking.
No, scooters.
Yeah.
I'm not walking.
Scooters.
We're going to get like some electric. We're just still a couple birds. Yo, you know what? I bet you go. Oh, God. Yeah.
They're going to be like, this bird is
I
in the
would
right
never
state.
steal a bird. I bet you we could make a small fortune out there if we brought like a handful of rentable electric scooters.
So apparently, like when you go, they don't accept any forms of money.
I think I've heard that too.
You have to trade for everything. But I mean, I'd be like, all right, I need 10, whatever you're cooking right now, and you can take this scooter and I don't even give a shit with it. I'm hangry.
I saw a thing where all the beer is free. You just have to bring your own mug. And I was like, that's wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. It's like the barter system. But that's actually true. If you go to any burn, they don't accept any form of money. You bring everything you bring is like tradable, and then if you get caught like selling anything, basically, I mean, I'm not sure actually what would happen, but it's just like very.
Can I trade for money?
No.
I did hear they have medic tents out there too. I have a whole bunch of random shit. Carly and I looked at it for a while, and it was something like it's on the bucket list, 100%.
There's like, wait, what's that? That Dr. Bronner's. I heard that they like have a foam party with like soap.
Oh, sweet.
So that's how you basically take a bath.
It's crazy because I really think shit like that's cool. We watched the whole thing on it. I think Burning Man. So have you ever heard of Slab City?
Is that where it's hosted?
So Slab City is an old military base in Arizona where they used to fucking drop bombs, but now it's taken over by the homeless. And now it's the exact same thing, but it's all the time. You don't pay for anything. Everything works on the barter system.
Wait, but it's just all homeless people?
More or less. I guess they have homes. Slab City is their home.
So it's just kind of like desert people, like desert dwellers?
I'm just going to show you. There ain't no way around this. It's definitely an experience.
I definitely heard like some crazy things about Arizona.
They say don't go after dark. But it's a lot of art is out there. Like they build, it's all old bomb shelters. Check it out.
Wow, that's crazy.
So like, there's this stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Isn't that wild? And like, this is like the old, like the booth, like when you come in.
That's so cool. I totally want to go there. Check that out.
They got like a house of tires, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like all random.
And that's it. And like all that used to be Bomb City and stuff.
So wait, what's right there?
That's the entrance. Those are all where the people live.
Oh.
It goes on for fucking ever. But
I love that. Like to be able to see like a desert like that would just be really cool. I think.
I think they have power, but it's not like power here. Like they have generators. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
I don't know. They say don't go after dark for a reason. You know, there's fucking crazy people everywhere you go.
So basically, just like here. Just kidding.
No, I think it's a different like kind of crazy.
It would be like I've lived in areas around here where it's pretty sketchy at night.
So like when I was but I think that's just as dangerous, but different kinds of danger. Does that make sense? Out in Oregon, the homeless population is gigantic, but it's because when I was in Ashland, they take care of the homeless people very well. Mm-hmm. And the homeless people take care of the city, which is kind of weird because I feel like if we would do that here in Raleigh, it would work the same way. Like for instance, outside of all like the grocery stores, they leave all the food that's expired. You just take it. You know what I mean? They don't care.
Yeah, I hate that there's so many laws. I mean, a lot of places and like even just companies where if they get something returned, like they have to throw it out.
Yeah, it's wild. You know, I get it if it's like poison. It makes sense. You know, your chicken's got salmonella. Trash that shit. You know what I mean? But your milk's over by a day, and you got come on now.
Yeah.
You know, go another beer. I'm gonna grab one.
Okay, no, I'm good on this one.
I don't know. I don't know if it would work, but when's the last time you've been to Fayetteville Street?
I can't really place. I'm not sure. But I drive past there all the time. I just like don't really go there as much anymore.
So,
but there are a lot more homeless people that way.
There's like 20 or 30 of them, like on one corner. I think they have like started like a little family.
I think honestly, what would be super beneficial is just like planting, and we have all this obviously landscaping everywhere, and trees everywhere. Why can't they start planting more like what are those it's like a really similar to a mango. It's like a pow.
Okay.
Like trees like that, anywhere. Or just stuff like that. I mean, I understand maybe a little bit of it would be cleanup, but I mean, if we're already technically doing that,
So in Oregon, what they do if you brought trash bags to the recycling center, they pay you. So there's people like want to keep their city clean. If you brought all your cans and like the shelters there are so much different than they are here.
Yeah.
Here, you know what I mean? There you can literally camp on the side of the road. They have all this land called BLM land. It goes all the way through the mountains and stuff. I mean, while I was there, I hiked $5. I hiked Shasta. I hiked Ashland Mountain. And there's people just sleeping. You know what I mean? It's just their life. And it's just such a simple life. You know what I mean? I mean, that's it, though. Like, that is it forever. That's what they have.
I mean, I guess being a woman, that does make me feel, like, a little bit uneasy. Like, going on a hike alone.
Yeah, I feel like once you get your I think they're called gutter punks or Dougals or they all have weird names like Falcon and Smiles and whatever the fuck their names are. But there are a lot of women out there too, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
And it's really easy to get money out there that's not taxed, like trimming, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of their stuff works in the bar system. I think...
Yeah.
I just don't think the money thing is working for the poorer people.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that, the percentage of rich people have, like, all the majority of the money in the whole entire world.
Oh, yeah. And then there are people that are just literally flailing. You know, there are literally people that are dying because it can't, you know what I mean? Like, look, I threw my fucking back out 3 weeks ago. I couldn't even work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's wild to think, you know what I mean? Like, in any other situation, I would be literally fucked. You know what I mean? And it's such an unforgiving society that we live in. You know, it's... The other point on this is, like, people are like, yo, you're a drug addict, you're a bad person, you know what I mean? It's like, are you really a bad person if you're a drug addict? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go do drugs. I'm just saying that, like, you're not a bad person. I know plenty of people that are alcoholics and more socially accepted than someone that's done, like, heroin one time in their life.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, I mean, taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, like, there's a lot of high functioning drug addicts too, you know, and it's just like, it is really terrible that it's really hard to get help, find help, because people are just so judgmental. And then another thing is so weird, it's just like, people always assume the worst. So like, there's been a bunch of times in my life, like I went to a festival and I had to give myself insulin, and I was definitely like barely coherent because just, you know, I'm at a music festival enjoying my time. I had been drinking all day. So anyways, I'm sitting like out a little bit outside my camp testing my blood sugar, and went to give myself my insulin, and I'm literally like picking up my needle to give it to myself, and all of a sudden like this dude comes running out of nowhere, literally like tackles into me. I fly out of the chair, all my shit fucking goes everywhere, and I'm just like already not in like a confused state of mind, and I look up and I'm literally like, what is going on? I'm so confused. He was like, don't fucking do that here, like you fucking use the needles and like shooting up drugs. Well, first off, bro, I'm literally doing it right here, which if you took any substance besides like, you know, an actual medicinal medical substance, I mean, even those, like, even some, like, if you get an IV, it's intravenously, right, so, I mean, it goes into your vein. You know what I'm saying? So, if I put any sort of, like, substance like that into the muscle, it would make you terribly, terribly, terribly sick, you know? But it's just how people are just so unaware of stuff like that, you know? I was already, like, having to do,
not
like...
a clue in the world.
Yeah, and it's just crazy, you know?
Here he is thinking he's being some fucking... And he's probably not even doing it for any other reason but to look righteous in front of other people. You know?
Absolutely.
That wasn't to save you. That was for him to...
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just, like, so crazy how people are just so unaware, you know, of how many illnesses there are that are completely dependent on giving it, you know, like, needles were made so people could administer their medicine, you know, not for drug use, but it is just so terrible how people see things and always kind of assume the worst.
Yeah.
And
or in the way you do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, like, you take a shot at the bar, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you take one shot out of a hooker's butthole, and you look like a piece of shit.
Which, it's so crazy.
But it's the same thing, you know what I mean?
All this stuff is demonized, but I mean, at the same time, I feel like society would be ran so much better if people could be honest and accept their demons.
It's because we've been taught it's demonized. I'm not saying heroin's a good thing. I'm just trying to say that if we just let people do what they're gonna fucking do and provided it away in a safe way, then they're gonna die or they're not gonna die, and that's just all there fucking is to it.
Yeah.
And like, I know it sounds fucked up, but more people are dying because they're getting shitty heroin than they would probably be addicted if they could get good heroin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing like with if you did that to anything like alcohol. Like if you took alcohol, if prohibition was still going on, and people were making bathtub gin, and you took 3 shots and went blind, well, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, versus if you go to the ABC store right now, you could drink all the gin you want. In fact, you could drink enough gin to kill yourself. Fuck, you have a bad headache, you could take a bottle of Advil and die. Like, I know this sounds ridiculous, but at the same time, like...
So, what you know what I wonder sometimes? What our country would be like if there just was no government
definitely anarchy. I feel like there would be, like pockets of like governed areas and then no man's land between it. I'm actually listening to this book right now. It's called The Minute After or 5 Seconds After. It's about an EMP. You know what an EMP is? Like it knocks out all the electricity. It fries all the chips in cars. So it means we go back to the Stone Age. There's no electricity. There's no running water. And I think that they're at day 69. They're already at war with like a fall. It actually takes place in North Carolina. They're up in like Asheville and stuff. Asheville and some...
but it's weird because I feel like that is just because they're used to government, and then the fact that now we're deprived of just like basic electricity to even do any of our jobs and stuff. Like that's why maybe anarchy, but I feel like...
It would only be anarchy for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would only be anarchy until there's hierarchy. You know what I mean? I'm sure the first 3 years would be very interesting. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think about that all the time because I feel like I would rather live in the middle of the woods and kind of trade for things. Would you
do the woods? Would you do the desert? Or would you do like the swamp? You know what I mean?
I would definitely want to be in the mountains. Yeah, mountains.
I think the mountains would be cool until winter.
Yeah, I was just about to say until it got freezing. Oh my gosh, I went and stayed in a yurt.
Oh, yeah?
One time with just me and Floss.
Yeah.
No cell phone service at all because it was like it was like near Asheville kind of, but it was just like in the middle of nowhere, completely in the middle of nowhere. So I like was chilling. I built a fire like in my yurt, but it had just rained. So a bunch of like I brought like
all your wet stuff and all.
Well, no, I brought 2 things of firewood, but it said in the thing that you didn't eat any because it was already provided. But there was barely any, honestly. And then after I went through all mine, I was trying to like, because it has like one of those like old timey stoves in the middle where you can cook on the top, and then it kind of heats the little yurt.
Yeah.
And it ended up being so cold. Floss was shivering, like shaking, and I was like just trying to tough it out. I was like, it's fine, I'm fine. But Floss like put his little nose to my nose, and it was so ice cold. I was like, all right, buddy, we're getting out of here. And it was so crazy because no one was staying in the house on the property. I was the only person staying there. So it's like 3 a.m. I have like 10 bags of shit, and I'm like trying to carry.
You only had 4 more hours. You'd be fine. Sun comes up.
No, it was too cold. It was like 3 a.m. You're right. I mean, I probably could have toughed it out, but at this point, my baby needed warmth.
The dog. The dog couldn't hang, so we had some of the dog's fucking.
And it was crazy because it was so hot when I fell asleep because of my fire. I literally like went to bed naked, and I was like, "Oh, this is the best," and woke up, and it was like ice cold. And I was like, "Where are my clothes? Where are my clothes?" And anyway, so we ended up like driving out, and it was like so sketchy hills have eyes vibes.
Yeah.
Driving through that like part of the mountains with. At that time of the night, it was so weird because a lot of the houses were just pitch black dark, but then some of them, all the lights were on, every single light. And I just thought that was like really like gave me the heebie-jeebies. Just like, people's minds go to the worst places, and all I could think is like people were having like crazy crack parties or like taking like smoking meth and just like looking out their windows like,
sacrificing their family cat.
Yeah, like fucking weird shit. And
as we have a seance behind us,
dude, and it was crazy because I pulled over at this one little like farm to kind of just like look at the moon for a minute, and I opened the door, my car door, and something just gave me a bad feeling because I was gonna let Floss go to the bathroom, and I just got a bad feeling. Closed the door, backed up, and there was a mountain lion.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, dude, I was really like, oh, I gotta get the fuck out of this hill, motherfucking shit, fuck, I didn't know. I literally drove like 90 miles an hour through these like windy ass mountains because I didn't even get service for like an entire hour. So I was like trying to get back just from memory of how I got there.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, but I somehow remembered, which I'm directionally challenged for sure. So for me, it was like a miracle.
When you said you're in the yurt butt naked, like that's my biggest fear on how to die. I'd hate to die.
It's like the perfect scene for a scary movie, like me and my dog.
I'm a murderer. Like that is like my biggest fear is to die in a bad situation, like butt naked. I'd hate
gosh.
At least like let me have a pair of boxers on. You know what I mean? Or like if I die taking a shit, so fucking help me God, I do not want my death picture to be like this. Like on a toilet.
With your shit still
hanging. Wipe me. Put me in the shower or something.
I mean, they say when you die, you like shit yourself anyway. So I mean, I guess that would actually be a good way to go, because like.
Did I tell you my theory about I'm never gonna shit my pants ever again?
No, what was
okay, so
wait, so what was the time you shit your pants that made you like have this revelation?
Oh, I have a good couple of times. Alright, let me tell you how I had this alright, I'll tell you the first time I shit my pants. I'll tell you how I have this revelation. God, I'm not doing good with English today. Why I decided I'll never shit my pants.
It's okay,
again.
you're just a man. You're doing your best.
Let me mansplain. Alright, my buddy Tim and I, we're on a farm, and I was sitting on the tractor, and I had ripped up pants, and we were supposed to work all day. We're out tossing beers in the fire, and he's sitting down on the tire down here. I'm sitting in the seat, and I realized I had to fart, and I'm like, I'm gonna fart on his fucking head. So I fucking grabbed the seat, and I'm hanging off the side of the fucking tractor, and his head's like this far away, and I go, whoo, and then right then I realize I'm about to shit my pants, and I fucking let go, and I fucking shit and land in my own shit inside my pants. And we have to fucking work the next day, So I go down to the creek and try to wash the shit out of my boxers, and I was just like, they're done. There's no way I'll never get this out. So I had to work the next day with these big rips in my pants because they're work pants. My balls are like hanging out the whole night. If I fucking bend the right way, you can see my butt. Anyway, so my girlfriend and I are at Busch Gardens, and I was like scurrying to the bathroom because I was like, oh no, it's coming. And then I had a realization right then. I was like, if it starts to come, I was like, I'm going to shit on the ground. I was like, I'm not going to shit in my pants. I'm a grown man. I was like, I'm going to shit on the ground. And when people ask me why I shit on the ground, I'm like, I had to shit. I feel like
that's a good reason.
Like, it's not like I was like, I'm going to take a dump here. It's like, nope, I wouldn't. And they're like, well, I'm like, what would you have done? Would you shit your pants? Because that sounds horrible. I was like, because babies shit their pants. I'm a grown man.
Okay, I see your logic there.
So, in conclusion to this, if I ever have to shit, I don't care where I am. Like, I could be in a debutante ball, my daughter's dancing around. If I realize I can't make it to the bathroom, I'm shitting on the floor.
Okay.
100%. Or at least outside.
I think I would also shit on the floor over shitting my pants.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like girls have a good out, though, because they have skirts, and they can do it really, like...
like I know, I just have to wear a skirt every day. It's my life. I mean, even some shorts I could, like, really quick, like, pull to the side. Like, I was just thinking about that the other day. Wait, where was I? I don't even remember where I was, but I was with, like, one of my guy friends. I don't even remember who it was, and they were like, I had to pee. I was like, wait, I want to pee outside, too. And they were like, what? Like, if people are going to see your vagina. I was like, no, I'm just going to, like, pull it to the side. Like,
you know, I feel like that's where guys do have one up on girls for real, though. Like, the fact that we have, like, a little water hose, and, like, if you really have to, you can grab that fucker and cinch it, like, you know, pinch it over so you don't pee
Interesting.
Everywhere. Or at least, at the very least, you can aim it away from yourself.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, I don't have to get somewhere. I just have to get somewhere where I can lean. I don't know. I've pissed in a lot of weird places, you know. But I feel like when you're a guy and you have to pee, especially if you have to pee like quickly, like you have to be in and out, like you run behind a dumpster.
It's a lot less obvious
than
if like I was peeing. But actually, you know, some of the best times I've taken pees have been outside in a tree.
I've taken some really good poops outside. You know.
One time, Boss and I went to the Rose Garden
together.
And no, I had to pee so bad, so I like started peeing on a tree, and he just like looked at me and started peeing on the tree too. And that's when our peas mixed together, and I knew that he was my soulmate. So we like became bonded.
The other day, my dog's feet always, like, my dog always stinks, and like I kiss her feet, little doggy, and I was watching her piss, and I realized she pisses on her feet all the time. And
that is so funny.
All of my thoughts, I'm like, I'm never kissing that dog's toes again. I don't care how cute they are.
That's how I have to trim off Floss's butt hairs and his like leg hairs because he pees on them.
You know, it's weird because like it's such a natural thing, like bowel movements and piss, and like people like are so disgusted by it all the time.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, I don't want poop on me, but the fact that we like judge people for pooping, like, oh, you went and took a shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when you were in like elementary school? Like I remember I used to hold my poop till I got home because I was so embarrassed.
I hated that. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, like. Even though I do also not like when people take massive shits, like, in public bathrooms, it's like, I mean...
Yeah, it's just a thing.
It's just... You know, that's what I also think about, too. Like, every time I'm really fucked up, I'm like, at the end of the day, we all take shits. So, like, we're more interconnected and similar than we think.
It's on what you shit on, the difference.
Yeah. We all take shit, but it's just on something different.
Do you remember the homeless person squirrel that lives underneath the trailer?
Yeah.
At the village?
Yeah.
He literally gets shit on. He's literally...
But he loves it.
He loves the
He has a shit fetish.
There's a lot of fetishes I could understand, but shit fetish is not one.
Ew, dude. I mean... Yeah, there are some fetishes that make me really... think, you know, like, I'm more of a normie than
A normie?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that show, My Strange Addiction or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Some of that shit, I'm like, you gotta be faking that.
Dude, well, you know, I mean, have you seen the show, The Amish Mafia?
No.
Dude, it's like a reality TV show, but it's like the most like made up shit you've ever seen. Like there's like Amish people, but they're like tatted up.
Oh, no fucking way. Have you
And
ever
they're
met an
like
Amish
selling
person?
drugs, and they're like horse and buggy and stuff. They're like, you want a brick? Here, no, a brick is something else. Oh, I thought you wanted an actual brick. Like, I don't know.
Have you ever met an Amish person?
Have I ever met one?
Mm-hmm. I've never met one while they're being Amish, but I've met an escaped Amish person.
That's crazy. Like, escaped, like, after, like, at an old age. Because at 18, they let them go in the real world.
Are we thinking of the same thing? Amish people are like horse and buggy
Amish people, yeah.
So I met him, I want to say I met him at Tin Roof. I might have met him at Beer Garden. And
and they were dressed, like, normal?
No, yeah, they're dressed normal, but they told me when they were a kid, they'd grown up on an armor. He could be 100% lying, because I do that to people, and I think it's hilarious.
I want to do that. I want to make up a storyline. Anyways.
One day we'll go out, we'll do it together. I do it all the fucking time.
I want to have, like, an accent or something.
I can't do the accent because the minute I stop laughing. But I guess he had ran away from the farm, and, like, he lives a normal life. Talking about bullshitting, I told that barback, the new barback, with, like, the ear piercings and drives a Jaguar.
I think I know what you're talking. Wait, what?
He just started, like, he trained.
I remember, yeah.
He walked up, he's like, yeah, whose Maserati is that? I was like, oh, it's mine. And I had him going for, like, 20 fucking minutes straight. And, like, he was just eating it. Like, just
that is
all
so
bit of my
funny.
life. And then I ran out of lines to tell him and started laughing. And the best thing was everyone that was standing there was just going along with it.
I love that.
Like, he's like, yeah. He's like, who's the GM? I was like, I am. I was like, I came to talk to you about a job. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, my AGM's in there. His name's Kenny. And, like,
oh, my God, dude. That is so funny.
I had it going for fucking ever. And it's wild, you know what I mean? Because, like, you meet these people, like, he believed me. You know what I mean? And, like, come on, bro. I question everything.
Yeah.
Even me saying that. Imagine what else he believes. You know what I mean? That's probably bullshit.
Yeah, he's probably... I mean,
Something's
I
gonna,
usually don't take people too seriously in general, but usually upon the first time meeting someone, I probably... not believe everything they say, but it's not like I'm gonna like protest.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to be like, I think you're lying, unless it's someone that's annoying me and I know they're full of shit.
I mean, I've learned my lesson both ways, you know. I've learned to believe people when I think they're wrong, and I've learned to call Alright, I ever tell you about Kevin?
You did
the alpaca?
The alpaca.
That is why. That right there.
Is so funny.
It is the worst thing ever.
Wait, have you talked to him recently, Kevin?
Do
you ever?
I did a podcast with him, actually.
You did?
He might be podcast. I think you're 28, 26 or something like that. He is like podcast 4. I've been doing this for a while. It stopped because of COVID.
Yeah.
I used to do it once a week on Wednesdays. And then I started trying to do it on Sundays because now I have Sundays off. And it's hard because like people schedule in life. And like if I miss one or two, but when COVID hit, I'll be real with you. Like, this is all on camera. It's always on the internet. Like, I'm never going to be the president of the United States. Most of this shit's not going to really affect anything. I've only had to really edit one over some, like, miscommunication. But, like, I mean, like, I'm not going to be, during a pandemic, bringing people over to, like, on YouTube. Like, oh, I don't know where you've been. You have no idea where I've been for the last month.
It was so scary at first, really, when it started happening. I was kind of... It was really hard for me to completely wrap my head around it.
And if it would have been as real as I said it was...
I know. Now I'm literally like, I don't give a fuck. Literally, at all.
It's crazy because people still believe it's really bad. But, you know what I mean? There's people that work in the industry we work in and see people every day, and it's just like, look, if it's not killing you guys, there's no way it's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
I'm already dead. Like,
I mean, at this point, you know, even if it is, we're gonna wipe out our population. I'm just at this point, like, I'm not gonna live the rest of my last days sitting by myself and being scared, because fear is one of the worst things for your immune system, anyways. You know, like, how scared I was at first and just the mentality I had when it was first going on made me feel sick.
Yeah, I feel like, sure, it's a real thing. I'm sure it exists. I had it. You know
I mean, yeah, but at the same time...
And I'm sure the vaccine helps. But here's the other thing about it. I'm just like, I feel like it's been used as a tool in many occasions to manipulate people and make them do what other people want.
And I mean, it was also crazy because a lot of places and other countries were really protesting and stuff before it kind of became a thing.
China, they're fucking drilling them in their houses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, and it's just crazy, though. Oh, you know what's actually a funny meme you would like? I think, wait, I might have shown it to you, but it was like people who trust the government, and they're like this, and it was like raining. And on the other side of the fence, it was just some guy peeing. But that's really how it be. Like, okay, like if the government gives a shit about us, you know, why do we have the highest incarceration rate out of any other country? And
why are there more empty houses than homeless people? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
You know, and it does suck being a hardworking person and having, you know, I've literally had to fight for everything I've had my entire life. Mm-hmm. You know, my parents never really were there for me because they were so consumed with the stuff going on in their own lives to, like, really, really be there for me in the way I needed. And having come so far and paying for my own things my entire life, you know, like, it's hard to want, you know, money obviously to go to that, but when you take a step back and look at it, like, I would rather it go to that than how much money we spend keeping people in jail. Yeah.
And the fucked up thing about prisons, they're all privately owned. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, it's wild. I'm not saying that I'm ungrateful for the things I've earned. I'm just saying that the amount I work, I should have more. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I put it's not like I'm working like 30, 40 hours a week. I'm working 30, 40 hours in a weekend. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I work your week in 2 days. Yeah. Eat dicks.
Dude, and it's crazy because people are always like, oh my God, you barely even work. And I'm like, dude, I work so many hours and it's so, I mean, people don't realize, like, you know how many times I hear, oh my God, I wish I could be a bartender. It's so much fun. And I'm like dealing with people who are fucking shit-faced every day.
Like, you're like, your job, you know, my favorite is, I went to bartending school. I'm like, I'm sure you did. And I was like, and you paid for it too, you stupid cunt.
And still no bar will hire you.
I'm sorry, how's Applebee's? You serving there? You're a host on Adorable. You work your way up 10 years,
dude,
buddy.
It's so crazy. And it's always the vodka soda people who are like, oh my God, I know so many cocktails. I know how to make so many cocktails.
It kills me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure, like, people do the same thing in any other industry, too, you know? I bet you people look at, like, people that fly planes and they're like, oh, that looks like a blast. But at the same time, that poor fucking pilot's been on like 20 flights that day, you know? And they don't, believe it or not, pilots don't make shit for money.
I think it depends on what kind of pilot you are, but yeah.
Fighter pilot, I mean, you just play with your life.
But the ones that work for like, and it also depends how many hours you have behind the... what would it? Not the wheel.
The wheel, the helm, the joystick,
the air pit.
What a weird thing to call it. In a cockpit. You want to fly a plane?
I'm the cockpit.
You're gonna have that joystick in your cockpit,
dude. And I mean, honestly, going to school too and taking all those hours is ridiculously expensive. Yeah. Unless you're in the like Air Force, you know, learning to fly, and the government is backing your whatever, but.
I'm blown away that school is not free. Anything past high school. I think all schools should be free. And people are like, but like, here's the thing, right? People going to school betters our society. Mm-hmm. Point blank, like, period. Making people smarter will make the U.S. work better. Yeah. It is amazing how many stupid people there are out there. I have
sometimes I meet people and it just... First off, makes me realize, wow, you know, I'm actually pretty smart.
And then you see people and then you drive a vehicle.
Oh my gosh. There's so many people that just have, it's not even like they're just complete idiots, but they just have no common sense, which to me is the best kind of smart you can be, you know, to be able to like figure out problems for stuff going, you know, like figure out solutions by just kind of like finicking and kind of, you know.
You ever see a dumb person in a place of power? Or even worse,
most of the people that are in place of power are really stupid. So I'm like,
or like a cruel person, you know, someone that gets enjoyment out of like people's sadness. And you know, speaking of cruel and dumb and people, like look at our immediate government. You know what I mean? Like everyone in our government probably can't drive a car legally because of their age. That might be wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like
how old do you have to be?
We're just so outdated. I think there's like not a limit, but once you turn a certain age, you get like tested. You have to retake your test.
I'm not trying to say that I'm pro anybody, but I will say that I am very disappointed in our past like 7 presidents.
Yeah, and honestly, it's at this point like.
And people were like, "Who would be better?" I'm like, Bill Nye.
Oh my gosh, you're right, Bill Nye. I'm for Bill Nye.
Wouldn't that be fire?
Dude, honestly, at this point, I'm like, I think I would make a better president.
You know what I would do? First move as president, I'd fucking nuke the moon. I would blow the fucking moon up, and people would be like, "Whoa, he's crazy!" I'm like, I am fucking crazy, and we're all gonna get along, or I'm gonna kill everyone. Everyone is gonna die.
Well, we would die without the moon.
I'm gonna drink my fucking cream soda.
Watch everyone die.
I was like, we're all gonna get along, right? I was like, you want to see what happens when there's no ice caps? Let's nuke them.
Wait, nuke the ice caps or the moon?
And that's what I threatened to do. That's what I don't know if I would do it immediately. People would try to impeach me. I'd be like, impeach me. Like,
I think what we need to do to make society better is
you need to stop breeding.
Completely change all laws need to be rewritten. They're too outdated.
Yes, I also
and also
after
you have one child, men should be castrated, or 2 children.
But they get to keep their balls somewhere, like like a little trophy or something.
When you get castrated, you don't lose your balls.
I'm pretty sure that's what castration is.
No, they cut the line feeding your balls or something.
No, that's oh god, what is that called?
A vasectomy?
Yes. Castration.
Okay, you're right. Wait, castration is, I thought, the whole dick. I mean, whatever. I think
fact
that's
checker!
Castration is loss of use of the testicles.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what is that one?
Use of the testicles, the male gonad.
Oh.
So, well, I mean, technically, then getting a vasectomy, you lose the use of your balls.
But you could probably still hook them back up.
That's true.
It's probably like a little USB cord. They put in
there. They put like a little thing.
Oh, quick breakaway. I would miss shooting jigs.
Wow, that's crazy because, I've threatened to castrate a lot of men, and this whole time I didn't even know what it was.
All right, okay. Hear me out on this. As a guy, I enjoy blowing my load. I'm like Spider-Man for men, but girls hate getting their period. But yet they're like, castrate men, but they're not like, but my blood. So, I mean, it's a win-win if you just don't have ovaries.
I guess you can say that, but, I mean, then you go into menopause.
Would it be different if your egg got fertilized, but then you gave it to the guy?
Yes, it would be way better
What
that
if
way.
you shot your egg up a male urethra?
And then he got pregnant?
And
had the baby out of his butthole?
Wouldn't the world be a fucking different place?
The world would be... Wait, let's talk about what the world would be like.
If men got pregnant.
So, who would be the superior race, men or women?
I don't know, but I bet you there'd be a shit ton. Alright, if men were still stronger, but got pregnant. Like, physically stronger.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, men are physically stronger, but they're so much weaker mentally than women, I feel.
I know, I cry a lot.
Yeah, men, don't know how... I mean, I guess that's because society's doing is men don't know how to process any emotion or...
I also feel like that comes from, our upbringing of be a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
there's actually an Instagram I follow where it's remember my AC went out? I didn't have AC. John sent me this meme, and it was like, your AC's not working, be a man, die. So funny, but it literally...
It's so true, though.
Dude, it's so true. That's really how society is on men, and it's crazy because the society is just as bad on women about their physical appearance.
So when I was young, when I was 17, 18, I lost maybe 9 friends. They all died. 2 died in a car wreck. 1 died at the end of my street. They all died within 4 years. They just dropping like flies. Alcohol, car wrecks, heroin, you name it. And it made me really numb towards death and stuff. You know what I mean? I just stopped going to funerals. You know what I mean? And my parents went to a lot of them with me. And I don't know. It really I got another buddy named Tim, and he's the same way. We're just so numb towards it, and like dumb things. Like when people's feelings get hurt to me, I'm like, well, that sucks. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Your feelings are hurt, and you're sad. I was like, but you'll be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I've never understood that. And then it seemed like as I got older, like it was weird when people got their way because of emotions and not facts. You know, like I'm upset, so it's going to go this way. Versus like, these are the facts, and this is why it should go this way. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like we should turn right. We should go through a green light because it's green. We shouldn't go through a red light because we feel like it. Like I don't know. That's always bugged me, and I feel like you see a lot of that in the bar. You know what I mean? The price is this, but you feel like it should be cheaper that way. Yeah. You know, and I'm wrong for that. Like, I don't know. Feelings are crazy.
Yeah, they are crazy.
I guess that's what kind of, like, separates us from vegetables.
Yeah, that we have the capability to think about all the different things that could possibly happen, even though they haven't already happened.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if anything that's alive doesn't have feelings.
I mean...
It's a good question,
They
right?
definitely have, like, some sort of chemical reaction, which basically is a feeling.
Mm-hmm. I think jellyfish don't have a brain or a heart.
Yeah, they don't. Well, yeah, they don't. I'm not sure, actually. But I know they definitely don't have...
a brain. They're definitely brainless. Pretty much men.
Yeah, they're pretty much seamen. Seamen!
It's a good thing we need women to reproduce, because did you imagine how many like little jizzes would be running around? What if we didn't need women to reproduce? What if men just on the floor and like 9 months little babies rolling around?
That would be amazing.
Would it be?
Yeah.
Think about how many women are pregnant. Now think about how many men masturbate.
Ew. Gross.
I think you should get a license to have a baby. I think I don't think dumb people should have kids.
I mean, that's crazy right now what they're doing in Texas. They did, like, you can't get it after 6 weeks. You can't get an abortion, which is normally about how long it takes for a woman to notice she's even pregnant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't take stairs out of a house.
Depends the kind of house, actually.
You can always add stairs to a house at any amount of weeks.
Well, I mean, technically you can, but...
You can always add stairs to your house. I don't think anyone should be able to be told to do with their body unless it's a problem for other people. And I'm not saying COVID. I'm saying, like...
Do you think abortion should be free? Like, what do you think the effect on our population would be if we just, like, let people get abortions for free? I mean, yeah.
What if we did this? What if instead of abortions costing money, for every time, if you were to get an abortion, you have to be there for someone else as they get their abortion?
Oh.
How about that?
I kind of like that.
Like, if you had to abort a child, the person in the room with you holding your hand, if not somebody that got you pregnant, is the person before you that got pregnant. So they can tell you how they feel afterwards. I feel like that's a fair, like, not punishment, but like you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think actually that's really good, just in the general sense of like being there for people.
I don't think it should be a punishment. I just feel like, if not, go. You know what I mean? I feel like if it wasn't a service provided, I don't know if abortion is actually considered a service.
Yeah, it's considered a service.
Yeah, I guess so. But
what else would be considered?
Then you could like pay it forward. Maybe optional, but highly recommended.
I think that would be really beneficial in more parts of our society as well. I'm not really sure what, but I mean, they do that sometimes for people who get like DUIs and like get in wrecks. They'll like release them from jail, release them from jail early, but they have to like go talk at schools and stuff about what they did. But I mean, that's almost like that. I mean, I feel like people should be there more for each other, but that is a little bit.
The abortion thing's such a rough subject because people feel every which way about it. You know what I mean? It's crazy because some people are like, that's something living inside you. Some people are like, it's not alive. And it's like, the fuck does it matter to you? You know what I mean? Like, I've never like really understood when people get off telling people what to do with their bodies. You know what I mean? Could you
also,
imagine?
I mean, at the same point, it's like, you know, you get upset when like animals are killed too. Like, what's the difference between, you know, like it's just. To me, it just baffles me how people can, you know, make it seem like this is better, like the best thing they can do for mankind. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you know, on the other side of that, I just feel like there are people in this world that literally get pregnant. Like, they do the opposite. You know what I mean? They get pregnant for the benefits of being pregnant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like baby daddy kind of shit. You know what I mean? I know it exists. And I know men do it too. Men probably come inside women so they won't leave them. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you're mine forever because you have my baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's super duper abusive, and it sucks that some people have to go through that. It also sucks that, you know, there's a lot of really dark reasons why you can get pregnant, and the fact that not only do you have to, like, now probably be in a place where you can't even afford it, or you couldn't even get an abortion with it being legal, and now the fact that it's illegal.
Look how many people live in fucking Texas, you know what I mean? It's a big chunk of our state.
It's a massive chunk. It's so big.
I don't think anyone should ever have the right to tell anybody.
Just like for the drug thing too. I mean, like, honestly.
Yeah, as far as as far as people getting raped, like I'm a big advocate in this. People think I'm fucking nuts. I'm 100% for the death penalty. Fucking murder a motherfucker. Make it public. Hang him in the fucking street. I am down. And I'm not. But the other side of that, if you accuse someone of it, I think you should get the same punishment.
Yeah. But it's just so crazy, you know, how no matter all the stuff we have, it's still at the end of the day, it's really hard for them to, like, completely put together all of the evidence they need to, like, really convict someone. Like, I watched a Dr. Phil episode one time where this lady said she was, like, raped in an alleyway and, like, identified the man, but they later, like, 20 years later, finally proved that it wasn't him, because they found the guy who actually did it. And she still was like, no, that's him. Like, I'm 100% positive. And then they were like, why are you saying that? Like, it's definitely not him. And she's like, no, adamant about it, even though they released that guy and a different guy that looked completely different.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking mind is such a powerful thing, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, think about this. When you trip any kind of, like, psychedelic, you see things, and it's not, like, I'm not saying you see a giant elephant, but, like, things will twirl. You know what I mean? You ever look at tapestry when you're fucked up, you know? Like, your mind does that, you know what I mean? I'm sure the drug does help it a little bit, but, like...
Yeah, I mean, it just is feeling like, where you're releasing more serotonin and dopamine. And it's crazy to, like, think about it, because your body just produces and you're able to absorb, like, a specific amount every day, sometimes less, and then doing drugs like that will literally cause you to release all the endorphins you had, you know, even though your body can make more of them for a little bit after, like a day after. That's why you'll feel like a little bit.
I feel I know I've seen some magical things eating fucking Molly in my life, man. Like,
I've had some really magical feelings.
I've felt some things on the inside of me, outside, all around of me, and I will thank drugs for that. But, like, at the same time, there's a guy, he was trying to tell me the other day that any feeling you can get with drugs, you can get naturally. I'm like, yeah, that's
I saw that. Dude, no, I saw, like, Wim Hof does a breathing exercise that, like, Wim Hof actually did a podcast with Joe Rogan that I watched, and he's the Iceman.
This is the same exact guy we're just talking about. About, like, being able to orgasm through breathing or some shit like that. Yes, we're just talking about, he's like, anything you can. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, I'll explain to you why. And I was like, if you take a hammer and slam your thumb. And I was like, there's no way you could just, like, make that feel. You know what I mean? You made it feel. Technically, your hammer is your drug, right? Because, like, what is a drug? Something that alters your mind or body. Isn't that technically what a drug is? I guess murder is a drug.
To some people it is. You get high off it. Which is crazy to think about, how some people get pleasure off of really dark and terrible things.
I think I could get some pleasure out. So that dude that, like, killed homegirl in the van, you know, I was telling Carly this the other day. I was like, dude, if I was walking down the street and I fucking saw him, just, like, you know what I mean? Or, like, I don't know, I worked for the YMCA and I saw a whole bunch of weird shit with parents and parenting, and I mean, I get I guess technically there's lots of books on parenting, but there's no right or wrong way to raise your kid. But, like, man, I don't get people that beat or molest or rape weaker people. You know what I mean? If you're gonna,
dude, it's also crazy, but it's just how commonly accepted that is in other countries.
Yeah. And if you're gonna rape something, make sure it's tougher than you. Like a lion. Go rape a lion. See if that lion lets you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like,
dude,
pick something.
Thinking about that, like, what kind of, like, mentality a person who does stuff like that, just, like, you know, and I sit and sometimes I just wonder, like, what people around me are doing all this stuff in the dark that you don't know about, you know, but seem like they're able to still act normal.
So, with all that being said, Look at all the shit most of our presidents have been accused of in the past 10 years, bro. And that's okay. We should, oh, God.
I think the Republican and Democrat, like, you shouldn't
kill himself. I'm getting a beer.
I think you shouldn't be able to just pick two parties
or
any of the parties. I think you should just speak your individual rights. I'm good. For sure, because I feel like that's the biggest problem with our government in the first place is the system of checks and balances is just completely fucked.
I don't think anyone's being held accountable.
Yeah, no one is ever held accountable.
That's warm.
Oh wait, we didn't check the skulls. They're not.
Oh, this one.
Oh wow.
That was good.
That's so cool. This one I think needs to burn more.
Yeah, fucking Dollar Tree.
I love that.
Would you run for government?
Sometimes I think about it. Just because I feel like I'm a very understanding, empathetic person. I feel like I have the ability to see things from a perspective outside of my own. And I feel like that'd be beneficial. But at the same time, I just feel like, you know, governments, the people who represent us aren't even really the person that's representing us. You know, they're just a puppet.
You know, it's crazy. So we have our government, and like the people that run it have not been the best. But then you have like the other world leaders that are like, you know what I mean? So you start with, you know what I mean?
You're North Korea.
You start with ours, and like, it's bad when you're like, maybe he's not the worst. You know what I mean? He or she. I would, like I said, if I was president tomorrow, I'd nuke the fucking moon. I'm like, I'm over it. I'm over all this shit. We're going to all play fucking nice. We're all going to get along, or I'm going to kill us all.
So you think fear would be the best tactic as a leader?
You know, it really sucks. I really hate this line, but it's so true to me. It's in Batman. It's either you die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. So if you just skip the hero, or maybe being a hero is getting to that position. And then when you are in that position, world domination. One button away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then maybe, and this sounds fucked up, having a common goal for everybody to hate.
As you, like, they would all...
If everyone hated me, you know what I mean? If anything, COVID should have brought us all together. But here we are all fighting over his fucking face mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The shit that happened to George Floyd should have brought us all together. We should have disbanded the police and then restarted with, like, different police.
Well, I guess it doesn't bring us together because there are some people who... You know, I mean, it really is just so divided because some people think, oh, George Floyd, like, you know, this happens all the time, blah, 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 and they're just okay with that. When as a society, it shouldn't really be, like, mad about just a George Floyd incident. It should open your eyes to how often that really happens and how...
and that's just an isolated minute you can see where, like, realistically, it happens all the time, and we should be mad at the whole picture. Not just, you know, I mean, yes, be mad at that as well.
It's just some people, like, hyperfixate on, like, oh, the George Floyd, and they only think of that. Like, you know, I know some people who are just, like, want, like, when you talk to them, it's like they want equality. They want everyone to be, like, work hard. They don't want their hard work to, like, help other people. They are like, all right, I worked my ass off for this, you know, and especially when, you know, a lot of our jobs you can't even make enough to live by yourself comfortably. People are just, like, really fighting for every dollar and cent they can get. And it's really hard to know that you're working your ass off for someone else to live doing a fraction of the work you are. And I think that also, that's something that's really abused in our society is people who are on food stamps and stuff, like, that don't really need it, or that... Like, I mean, I even know some people who are on unemployment, you know, and you get so little money, but you're not allowed to work.
Yeah.
So it's like they're completely dependent on the system.
Well, technically, if you really think about how much we make, we should probably be on unemployment too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like communism ? I don't know.
You know, I feel like a big way to fix the police thing, right, is to pay them more.
Yeah.
Like a stupid amount more, like $100,000 a year. I know that's ridiculous because what else are we going to use our taxes on other than?
I mean, they're basically just printing money. Like at this point,
like,
who gives a shit?
It's not even,
It's like,
they should just pay them more. That's all there is to it. They should give. They're literally risking their lives. But with that being said, they should do a thorough, everything should be gone through. You know what I mean? If you're a cop, you make $100,000 a year, everybody would want to become a cop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're so right. Yep.
And then with that being said, you have more of a platter to pick from. The same thing with our teachers. You know what I mean? Our youth of America is being built on people that are being paid less than $40,000 a year.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Of course, our children are getting a shit education. What the fuck do you think? Have you seen this thing? It's called Licks. It's a new thing on TikTok. People have been stealing random shit out of schools. Like everything. From soap dispensers to toilets. They're just taking shit.
Wait, just like random people are people.
It's like the new.
Wait, and why?
They just. I guess they took all their teachers' name tags. They fucking took
Oh my gosh.
everything, man.
Oh no, I hate that. So many of my teachers growing up were had such a great influence on me.
Yeah.
You know.
Where do you go to school? You went to school in Jersey, mostly, except for here. Do you remember any of them?
Yeah, I remember my one teacher, Mrs. Thompson, I think Miss Thompson, I don't think she was married, but most of all because that was the year my parents got divorced. And I remember I also got celiac disease around that time, and she was also gluten-free. So she was just someone I could really easily relate to. And then
Because she couldn't eat bread either.
yeah, and then also she just always I was always I mean, you know how I am to people just kind of generally like me, I guess, and as a person I'm always pretty bright and stuff. Yeah, no, I fucking know that. And I think especially at that age before I got, just started making bad decisions, I was just very pure-hearted.
Yeah.
And then teachers, they know, and it's crazy growing up thinking your teachers just go to school, teach you, and then just go home.
Well, a lot of them, that's all
and now
it is,
I mean, yeah, but you know how many teachers I know now that go to the bars all the time? Actually, remember that dude? Wait, did you work at the Village when that bigger dude and his girlfriend started fighting and he was strangling her?
Yes.
So
yes. He's a baseball coach.
Yeah, and he was also the mental health advisor for the school. So he would he was a therapist or something, or she was for the school.
Teachers have their hang-ups too.
Dude, it's just crazy to think that, but like you said, if the pay was higher maybe, and it, I mean, I hate to say it, but having a comfortable wage, it really helps in making life easy.
But what's a comfortable wage? You know what I mean? I think $100,000 a year for a job, heavy jobs
I think $100,000 is good, but I mean, I think for me, I would be content with $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
To be comfortable.
And I'm
obviously
sure,
it's not a lavish life, but
if you got,
or I mean, it kind of is. Yeah, I think that's good. I think 70,000 is solid.
Yeah, I don't. 100,000, 200,000.
All right. I like where your head's at. Maybe I think 200,000.
There you go, thinking again, Brook. Or if that's not the answer, then maybe ease of access to things should be more of a thing. If we can't pay people more to do these jobs, maybe making things easier for people to maybe a nice house shouldn't cost as much as it does. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I feel the housing market right now is
ridiculous. You know what I mean?
I can't even really think of a word to.
Imagine if the American dollar went down to $0 tomorrow.
I got some Bitcoin. So there's that.
I got some Doge.
Dude, I got Doge when it was super cheap. I got it for $60. Or no, I don't even think that much. $20, and it's $400 right now.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Because I got it before it got really popular. Yeah, I got it when it was I mean, maybe it's $250. I don't know. I have to check it.
Oh, I don't look. I
haven't looked at it. I used to check it every day. There was one time where it was over $1,000. It skyrocketed, and then it just went kind of leveled out again.
Yeah, but I used to be really into trading stocks, and I realized the more and more I watched them, the more and more it just affected my day. One day I'm yeah, and the next day I'd be down, And
it really is so I mean, it's really hard to predict.
I mean, it is what it is. I've seen people make thousands of dollars. I just I know the ones I'm in will go up and down and up and down. Maybe in 10 years it'll be worth some more. It's just there. It exists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy it exists. Would I like coronavirus to talk it all down to like zero again? Yeah, sure. Take it back down to pennies. You know?
That's when I bought all my stocks. They were also cheap, dude. I got and it was crazy because I was like, okay, what is doing terrible right now? And that's pretty much what I all tried to buy. And I bought a ton of AMC stock.
No shit.
Yeah, so I mean, not a ton, but like $50 worth, and it was only like freaking like $6 a share. And then it went up to so I sold like $500 of it.
Yeah.
When it like went really high.
I threw like $3,000 in and I'm up at like 12.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know, I wish I was throwing more in, but it is what it is.
I mean, whatever it is. Yeah, it is what it is.
I have this like rule, I never gamble with things I can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
So like the money doesn't exist to me. And
that's what I kind of do. I have to check all my stocks actually.
Do you have Robinhood?
No, I have Stash, and then I use Uphold and one other. I can't remember what it is.
You should use my link so you can get Robinhood, so we can both get a free stock.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to be, though.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You want to know my first stock? Oh my
what?
God, I gotta tell you this shit.
What?
All right, so Robinhood gives you a free stock at random whenever. I got into Robinhood like 9 years ago, maybe less than that. Whenever it first came out, I got into it. I was like, oh, cool, I can trade stocks on my phone. And my first stock was GameStop at $11. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to sell out of this and buy into something in pennies. Well, if I would have fucking stayed in that motherfucker, I'd tell you what.
Wait, what did GameStop go up to? I forget.
Something stupid.
Yeah, well, AMC did too. Mine went to it was crazy. Like, I only put
it's crazy.
$30. I can't remember, something, not too much, but I mean, I bought a bunch of stocks considering how cheap it was.
Well, I mean, the American people just had enough and bought a whole bunch of stocks that were worth nothing and it shot everything up. You know what I mean?
I love that for us.
It fucking drowned a whole bunch of fucking big guys. Yep. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure there's people still had to sell their second Ferrari and their third beach house.
Dude, it's crazy how that made some people wealthy as fuck. I love that. It's just crazy because anything like that is such a lottery. You know, there's so many ways to win the lottery.
Yeah, I had a buddy that actually won the lottery.
That's crazy, dude. I'm trying. That's the biggest thing I try to manifest. It's winning the lottery. I'm I'm a lottery winner. I'm a lottery winner. Wait, bad luck to win the lottery?
Yeah, a lot of bad things happen to him. It's just bad juju.
I've heard that but I don't know.
A
lot of people just start buying up shit, and the next thing you know, it's just all their money's gone.
I would buy the exact same car that our boss has, and I'd park it next to him just for shits and giggles. His car's not really worth that much. It's a $35,000 car. I mean, it's worth a lot.
Wait, you said how much?
$35,000. It's still a lot.
Oh, the Maserati.
Yes.
I thought you meant Dan's Lambo.
Lambo's probably 60 or 70. They're both
really?
They're both entry level. They're not exotic. They're expensive, but they're not exotic cars. Think about how long he's had that Lambo. That Lambo's been on Glenwood South forever, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not talk shit. I don't have anything that nice, nor will I ever have anything that nice. And if I do, I'll probably die in it because I don't have anywhere else to go.
You don't have anywhere else to die.
If I won the lottery, I would pay a lot of money to do a lot of stupid shit.
I think I would get definitely a lot of investments. I would buy up investment properties.
I would buy midgets.
Investment properties.
I'd buy midgets and I'd send them after my friends. I'd buy 40 midgets. I'd you see this guy?
You would get into midget wrestling.
I was like, I want you to jump him. I was like, I don't want you to beat him up bad. I was like, I just want you to hit him with this little rubber mallet a couple times. 30 midgets come out of a parking deck. Could you imagine that?
No.
You'd be funniest fucking story, dude. I got out of fucking Publix today, and 30 midgets came out and beat my ass and took my sandwich. Said something fuck 12 and ran away.
And I like that story. That's
I would do shit like that. I'd hire
and then because you'd never really get caught because who would believe someone saying that? Yeah, well, tell us what happened again. They're all wearing the same exact outfit.
They all knew my name. I don't know, you know what I mean? Or maybe I would buy maybe 1,000 balloons. It would pollute the earth. Maybe we won't do. I was gonna say I'd have a whole bunch of balloons and a helium.
They have I think biodegradable balloons now.
Okay, now we're talking. Then I would release thousands of balloons and black out the sun so it's night for a day. How much is a balloon? A penny?
Actually, balloons are expensive now. I bought some balloons recently because you'd probably have to get the foil balloons to really black the sun out.
Or big ones.
And they're fucking $20 a balloon now. But I mean, if you won $600 million, whatever, you could still buy
a lot.
50 million balloons. Or wait, 600 million. 20.
Don't make me do math on this right now.
It would be like
5, more than 5.
more than 5, less than 600 million. Well, actually, if you bought them in bulk. You would like literally, they'd be like,
you'd be on a list somewhere.
They would literally be like, there's currently a balloon shortage. Everyone would be like, buy them all the fucking balloons! We're never going to balloon ever again if we don't buy one now.
No, it wouldn't be true, T. Buy all the balloons, you would be freaking out.
You would be like, everyone who wants to make money, buy stock in balloons. Right now, motherfuckers, I'm about to make that balloon stock skyrocket.
You know, people that have money, they would buy all these really these nice cars, right? They like this Lambo and stuff, and Ferraris and Bentleys. I think I'd buy like a series of really shitty cars. Like I'd just go out and like this guy's Civic, he's got like a beat up car, he barely runs. I would drive it everywhere and just smash into shit.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, that's like one of my biggest dreams is to like get like a shitty car and just be like, oh yeah, you didn't fucking use your blinker? Well, guess what, stupid bitch?
Oh, you cut me off, motherfucker.
I just slam on the fucking brakes.
You know what my biggest fucking
They would be like, why was you...
I hate when like you're in traffic and there's like one lane open and all these motherfuckers, they dart up here and they try to cut in.
Yeah.
You know
I hate that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I will literally ruin your day if you try to cut in front of me.
I hate that. But it made me like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about people like that. Like, they're just so, they're narcissists for sure.
Yeah.
Like you fucking narcissist.
But see, if you had a $600 Civic, then whoa, you'd be like,
I'm not gonna lie, that would be definitely, like, that would, like, probably be, like, one of my most guilty pleasures. I'd be like, boom! I'd be like, like,
a whole bunch of balloons in your car, so when you open it.
That would literally be so fucking funny. I get out and like a
Balloons
full clown outfit and pretend I'm like with like a horn. That's what I do now. They're like what the fuck? Like, can you imagine?
If you did that, you had someone follow you around with a camera, you'd be TikTok famous.
You're so right.
You know what I mean?
All right, I found how we're gonna make you TikTok famous.
You dress like a clown with a old Civic. Or like think about this, right? Nice, like a nice club. You got VIP. You roll up in a beat up car. You just pop the curb and like bust the window out to get out, and then you just leave it. Like, they're gonna tell you and like.
Well, yeah, that's actually kind of lit.
You know what I
mean?
mean?
I love that idea.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, all right, tell that stupid thing. It doesn't even have a license plate on it.
You'd be like driving down the freeway and like there's all these like traffic cones. Just,
dude, I love that. I think about hitting them all the time, like running them over. I'm like, what would it really do to my car?
You'd be like, wonder if the e-brake works.
Oh my gosh, you know what happened to me the other day? That was really crazy. I was driving, and I like put my leg up like this, and I accidentally hit my keys.
Oh yeah.
And it turned my car off.
Sweet.
While I was driving, and I was like so confused.
My buddy Will got a big.
I was really like, what the fuck? Because
they killed it like that, right?
Yeah, but I was still driving.
Oh well, and this is how you died.
Wake
up, you're in a coma.
I died in my most expensive thing I own.
We don't even know that. It sounds like shit in the back end. Shit, you never know. Maybe your crystals are worth more.
I was like, that's how I'm gonna die. They're gonna be like, we found this crystal that she's been carrying around in her pocket for 50 years. It's worth $1 million. All right. Stupid bitch.
I knew this chick that took all of her crystals and she put them like all over her steering wheel and like glued them on her.
Oh no, this sounds like. Oh wait. Oh, she glued them on.
She glued them on her steering wheel. She glued them all on her thing, right? And she's like, I always get one or two reactions when people get in my car. I'm like, what's that? She's like, my car's worth nothing, or they love it. I'm like, well, that, if your airbag goes off, I was like, you're dead. I was like, 100%. Like, she has one of those cars I would buy.
Yeah, and just like
the airbag goes off, I'm like, I'm alive! Who's that rapper that has
They're going to be like, why were you wearing a helmet and like full body protection before you got in this car accident? Be like,
I really do like the idea of like hundreds of cars. I don't know what else I'd do if I was rich.
I would definitely, vacation rentals. I'd get like vacation homes everywhere.
I think I would buy just random shit like all the time, like a lot of it.
I would definitely buy everything I've been wanting, which is a lot of random shit that I don't need.
like bouncy balls. You know what I mean? I'd buy 10 million bouncy balls and I'd let them go at the top of Glenwood. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, you would like stop traffic.
They just come down a fucking tsunami of like all these bouncy balls.
How would you release them all? Like
Ooh,
by helicopters or?
Yep. See?
I wonder how high it would bounce.
It's the blades.
Yeah, you know, like your helicopter wrecks.
Oh, fuck me, man. I'd learn to fly. I feel like I'd learn to fly.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. That would be like
planes.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. I definitely wouldn't. I would like make the like most grand like. I would just like. Well, I don't know how I'd quit if I was like working at the Village. Like what I would do.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'd tell anybody. I would just start ordering shit online. Like Amazon would roll up.
You would like come to work in like a weird like I don't know outfit. We'd be like, "Why are you wearing that?" You'd be like, "It's fucking $3 million."
You know, it's funny because
I would be like, "Joe, why are you wearing all those fake crystals? It looks like shit." You're gonna be like, "These are real diamonds."
Oh yeah, these blood diamonds.
Yeah.
This one 6-year-old died for that one. Should have been in the mine when it collapsed. If he had proper schooling, we could pay the teachers.
You're right. Their teachers are underpaid.
They can't get jobs here in America, so we send them over there. I'm horrible. I'm going to hell.
I'm sorry, Mom. Again.
All right, let's finish off like the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
And say nice things to people. If I was rich, though, I think I would do nice things for people.
I would definitely do some
and just
nice
never tell
awesome
tell anybody.
Oh, you mean like donate to charities anonymously?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so what do you mean?
like Blake's grandma's not doing well.
Oh.
I would pay him to do a fence job that on a property that didn't exist, and then when he contacted me to try to give me my money back, I wouldn't say anything. Just like shit like that.
Okay.
Or, you know what I mean? Like
So
that.
what would you do for me?
Buy floss a decent mother.
Oh my god.
I would
For
get
my
you
only love in the world.
steam cleaner. Oh.
You'd be like, this is for when Floss has explosive shits. I would like cry. I'd be like, oh my god, thank you.
I know, I would do things that you wouldn't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would kidnap your dog and be like, if you ever want to see your dog again,
come to this address.
And then, like, when you get there, it's like a decked out RV, and then, like, a gas card's in it. You know what I mean? I'm like, bye, go to Burning Man. And then I'd even put a bicycle on the back.
Oh, like a really cool one with a bell and shit. Like, it'd be all tricked out.
And then you're like, dude, you wouldn't believe this. I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy.
You're right, I would tell you. You'd be like one of the first people I tell. I'd be like, dude, remember that time we did a podcast and you said you'd do that thing for me? It happened. Someone did it for me. I have no idea who.
Oh, God. I don't know. I'd get the dog I'm watching a therapist because it just pisses everywhere.
Oh, bless his heart.
I don't know. I'd probably give all my money away, honestly.
I probably would try to do stuff that I made residual income or what's it called, passive income, and then just live the rest of my life doing things to help people and definitely travel. I'd just travel the world.
I'd spoil the shit out of my girlfriend.
Oh, what's the first thing you'd buy, Carly? He's like the Amazon wish list.
I don't know. Probably go through
buy.
So she builds these tiny houses, right?
Oh, I love the
Like,
tiny
she built this little thing right here.
Oh.
It's like a little like roller coaster for balls.
Oh.
Built it from scratch. You look around, a whole bunch of things. Like she built this little tiny house in here. Got all these little things in it. She's still working on it.
Let me see.
I'll give you the tour here in a minute.
Wow, that's crazy. It has a tree.
Someone didn't finish it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know.
Oh, and now it's broken forever.
Damn it.
Should have finished it, huh?
Wait, where does the tree go?
It's probably just hanging on the side.
Oh, okay, because there's a Christmas tree inside.
Yeah, just jam it here.
There, I just put it in this house. It takes up the whole house, but it's fine.
I think I'd just, like, buy her a whole bunch of them, like, randomly. Maybe I'd just buy her a big house. That's probably what I'd do, honestly. I'd buy her a big house. I'd find one of her tiny houses that she built.
And make an actual house?
And she'd, like, walk in
Yeah.
and does it look familiar?
That is so funny. She'd be like, all these chairs are hard plastic.
What would you buy?
I'm just kidding. It would literally be like the exact.
Yeah.
I'd
give the tiny house to somebody else. Like, I need this built to the scale.
That would be so funny. I think I would buy a house for myself first, definitely. Somewhere that was just, completely my own.
Yeah.
In every way.
Away from everybody. A whole bunch of land.
Yep, a whole bunch of land. I'd have a massive garden. I would have a vegetable garden. I'd probably have 10 greenhouses. I'd probably dedicate my life to really getting more into growing mushrooms, growing all sorts of herbs, doing all sorts of that. Yes, yeah. And also lion's mane, chaga, reishi, turkey tail, oyster mushrooms, which I have an addiction to.
Shiitake.
Maybe shiitake. I don't really
those
eat
are very,
them.
those
medicinal?
are very cliche. I don't think they're medicinal. There's a lot of fungus that's medicinal. Lion's mane's got a lot of good fucking properties to it.
I love lion's mane. I get some really good lion's mane at the farmer's market.
When I was there, I saw the whole mushroom place. I was like, oh. It's crazy because, I just get the same food, especially because I try to keep in good shape, so I eat chicken and broccoli.
Yeah, I've seen you eat it out of plastic bags.
Out of a bag. I don't eat because I enjoy eating. I eat because it's fuel.
I made some really good food before I left. I made oyster mushrooms.
Yeah. I can actually cook really good. I just don't before work. She gets spoiled, man. She gets filet mignons, seared. I got a fucking a cast iron skillet over there. I've seasoned through hell.
Oh, we have some cast iron skillets.
Dude, the cast iron is fucking fire.
It is lit. Honestly, I never had such a good quesadilla until I made it on the cast iron pan. It gets a tortilla super crisp, and I also make huevos rancheros, and I'll put it just a little butter on the tortilla and put it in the cast iron, and it is just the best.
Is that eggs?
Huevos rancheros, yeah.
Because in slang it means balls. So I knew it was one of the two. And you talked about castrating people earlier. I make huevos rancheros, and I feed you your own testicles.
I feel like that should be the punishment for raping and.
You feed someone their own. Well, what if they rape something that can't be raped? Like a pumpkin. What if they rape pumpkins?
I mean, honestly, I think pumpkins have feelings too. Does it keep it on the vine first or take it off the vine?
What did I say the other day when we were in the office? I was like, if I put my dick in a Confucius say.
Oh, I love that.
Your dick
in peanut butter.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. I've said that to 10 people, and they're just like, I guess that's true. And I'm like, I thought it was way funnier than that.
I think it was the moment that it was in.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of things. I was like, wow. Peanut butter, nuts. I was like, yeah, it is nuts.
That's so funny. I love that.
All right, let's leave it on the nuts.
Okay.
Bye, guys. This is my friend Brook. Oh,